This game, Battlefield 5, has always been a game that I just kind of come back to, and I just want an FPS that is kind of just more rudimentary and is fun and isn't all convoluted and caught up in all the rigmarole that all the other FPSs seem to be caught up in nowadays. But I'm not here to fight other people. I was thinking about an YouTube series that I kind of had a long time ago. Not really, just a couple years ago, where it's kind of low effort. I would just go on these maps on a community server by myself or with one of my friends. I'd sit here and I would pull out my hammer and just build fortifications. And then I would make it a time lapse of just building these fortifications all the way around the map. And the reason why I bring up these videos is because for some reason on my channel they are the most viewed YouTube videos on my entire YouTube channel. I couldn't tell you why. I guess people just like sitting down and watching something that they don't have to really pay full attention to. Maybe it's satisfying, you know? Maybe to them it's just a way to wind down before they go to sleep, you know? For me, I've never really considered watching gameplay as a way to calm down or wind down. But I guess it could be therapeutic just watching somebody build fortifications, you know? And there's a lot of them in this game, and I think it's really freaking cool how they added this feature, you know? This is something a shooter really never did before. I mean, you can do this in shooters now, but usually they're only hardcore shooters, like, you know, Squad 44, kind of in Isanzo. You can do it in Hell Let Loose. You can build fortifications anywhere on those maps, but here it's kind of set. It's in set locations, which I mean isn't a bad thing, but it pushed the industry to innovate, which is what really makes the fortifications in BFV unique. Especially since this game was under a lot of scrutiny for, well, its launch and the way that it presented itself. I remember the hype, well not the hype, but the lead up to launch and how they treated the Battlefield community and everything, but I never played this game at launch. I played this game, this was my first game I got when I got a PS4. Because I love World War II, and my favorite game franchise, Battlefield, was making another World War II game. To me, this was like a dream come true, so I came to play it. And I've had a lot of fun on this game. I've spent a lot of time on it, but other people just don't seem to like Battlefield as much as they used to. You know, I used to play Battlefield with my friends all the time, and we just kind of all grew out of it and started playing different games. It's kind of crazy to think, you know, the friends I hang out with now, I met on Battlefield, and, you know, we don't even play Battlefield that much anymore. We still do occasionally, but it's not our mainstay like it used to be. But then again, you know, the gaming industry has become more saturated with stuff that we can all appreciate and play, and stuff that really, I would say, pertains to them better and stuff, and that's not a bad thing. We all still hang out and play, but we don't play games together as much as we used to, but at least we still talk to each other, and I guess that's the best thing. But that aside, Battlefield 5 for me was a really big game, you know, with the World War II and everything. now, like alternate history and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into that. This isn't about controversy or anything. This is just kind of like a reflection period, right? So, really, I just think it's crazy how my most viewed video is just me building fortifications. And I don't even remember how I came to have that idea to just sit around and build fortifications. I don't know, I guess I got bored and started building fortifications, recorded it, and then put it on YouTube, you know? For a while I've been trying to do more ambitious stuff, and I don't know, it just hasn't felt right. And, kind of like just talking over with these thoughts that I have, and I feel like this is kind of what I should have been doing on YouTube all along. But like with these fortifications and stuff, you know, you got different types of fortifications and they help your team out and stuff, you get points. But they take a while to build, especially throughout the entire map. Because there's a lot of them on at least the launch maps for the game. On the later maps, they included them less and less. I guess they had some metrics for players not building them or whatever, or not using them the way they were intended. Which is fair because, you know, when you place all these fortifications in set locations, really they only have uses in certain circumstances. So like, for instance, these, you know, fortifications can be really easily destroyed and brought down. So, you know, it's not always viable to just keep rebuilding them or whatever, or build them up at all. And usually it's just easier to just go after the person that you're trying to kill anyway instead of build a fortification to hide from them. But I suppose it is still satisfying for a group of people to watch somebody else to build fortifications. And I don't mind. It's calming, it's therapeutic. It's satisfying too when you finally finish and you just see everything done around you. I just, you know, I think it's interesting that my most viewed video is a video where I'm just going around a map and building fortifications and doing goofy things. I'm just glad that the developers for this game really took the time to actually integrate something like that, a feature, because it really does help with the gameplay on some of these maps. And it really does add a whole nother piece of detail in this game. And this game is very highly detailed. You know, it makes me sad to look at 2042 and what they could have done with that using what they've learned with this game and the games before it, like Battlefield 1. I never personally liked Battlefield 1 that much, but it definitely does have an atmosphere, and it's definitely a good game. You know, it's just, this was peak Battlefield, and not everybody was here for it, and now people that want to return to it, you know, if you're on PC, I hear modders run a lot of games for people, and it's really sad because this game is so good. It really is. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but it's definitely, it's not a bad Battlefield game in any regard. I like how when you're a support class also in this game, you build fortifications faster. It's a nice little thing to add on. So you can just quickly build one. But they have longer animations and stuff for other classes. It's just interesting to note that they actually intended for this to be so useful for support class players. Which is good because, you know, as a support class, you get a machine gun. You set up these fortifications, you know, now you get a place to post up and use your heavy machine gun. You know, thinking back to how me and my friends used to play Battlefield back in the day, it's kind of crazy how things change and people move on, you know. I'm sure that this probably wouldn't sit the same with audiences like it did when I first uploaded these types of videos, where I'm just building fortifications for the hell of it. But it's still satisfying, and I don't know, and I want to take the time to remind myself, you know, what I did back then. You know, to think that the most success I've had on YouTube is just me sitting here and just building stuff. And the whole time I could have been just talking about things that come to mind when it comes to doing this, because when you're doing this, I mean, that's basically all you have is, like, you know, talking to yourself. I don't know. I never really listen to music while I'm building fortifications. It's something I've never really thought of doing. Hi, bro, reach the ledge, please. Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and build all the big fortifications on this map. I'm not gonna do all those windows. That's just too much. Plus, they're really annoying when they break, you heard earlier. You know, I wish devs nowadays would put as much detail as they put into games like this. Truly. Because this is peak right here. I mean, they put these here. And the great thing is, I used to go and throw a grenade on it, and a grenade will destroy it, so you could sit on a piece of a roof. Well, I guess that wasn't a good example. That should blow it up. Anyway, so like, you blow these up, and then you could just like sit somewhere on the roof and be a little campy, shoot people or whatever. If that's how you wanted to play the game, there's an option for that. But I'm sad that a lot of new AAA games just don't have details like this, or don't have as much effort. You know, a game that's really blowing up right now is Helldivers. I never thought that game would blow up. I was following it for a while. And that game absolutely just is the shit right now. It really is. I don't know any other way to describe it. Like, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of detail, you know? Detail that rivals, like, an older COD game, or, you know, the BFV or an older Battlefield game, you know? The detail that's... You can tell that the devs put their heart and soul into making the game for players. And that just, when it comes to these big studios, that just doesn't exist nowadays. And it's really sad, you know. I really like to see these details and stuff, and these games thought out, and a lot of high effort put towards, you know, building communities and, you know, keeping a player base and keeping player retentions up and everything. You know, Chivalry is another game that I really like right now. It has high detail. They have a lot of free updates and stuff. And their live service is like a battle pass system, but the battle pass never expires, and that's what Helldivers does too. And I think a lot of games should do that. You know, it would make things way less egregious. I've always been trying to make something on YouTube that works. A lot of the older stuff that I made was just me and my friends playing together and stuff. Like I said, they've moved on. I don't know, maybe Helldivers can change that. We don't have Helldivers yet, but you know, that'd be cool. A lot of my older videos are us just playing games and doing things together. And I haven't really had anything to upload to YouTube because that used to be what I wanted to do on YouTube, but I don't have that dynamic anymore. It feels like, because most of the time I play by myself. And like I said, we still hang out. It's not like it's something horrible, you know? It's just, people change, people move on. It's just life. Back in the day when Ghost Recon Breakpoint first came out, I played that a lot. And then one thing that Ubisoft did, which Ubisoft gets a lot of scrutiny right now, for good reason, don't get me wrong, but they did a really good thing where they had a friend pass. If somebody owned the game, somebody could just install the game and play it with you after they got an invite. And I had a lot of really good times with that game because of that. You know, because I'm not exactly the most well off. So anytime we can all play a game like that, it's good. Just recently, we've all been playing Minecraft and stuff, but Minecraft doesn't have the luster like it used to have. I saw another video where somebody was talking about how people play beta Minecraft, and how that's like, it's not a nostalgic thing, it's just the game feels different, right? And I completely understand that because the game really did just kind of feel different back then. Whereas now there's just a lot to do. Even though, like, I don't think I would like to go back and play beta Minecraft, I can totally understand why people want to do something like that. And, like I was saying, we were all playing Minecraft and stuff. And, that was pretty good for a couple weeks. Then we kind of got bored with that, or at least I did. My other friends kept on playing a little bit here and there. But now we're just kind of back to doing our own thing. Interesting how YouTube is. You may ask, you know, what do I mean by that? It's just, you know, weird how just the most outlandish things can hit the algorithm sometimes. Because for me, YouTube used to be a way to express my creativity through like gameplay with my friends and stuff, and you know, that's the whole point of this video, is a reflection of that, because this was something that I really did without my friends a lot. I would just come onto one of these servers like this, a community server, and just play around with the sandbox of Battlefield and the things here, the explosives, the weapons, look at them, play with them, figure out which ones do what things. It was a good time, and it still is, and I'll never forget this game because of that.